here by the 16th. But as long as he has it to me, and I've accepted the application and he's paid his deposit, the only thing is I was counting on doing it the 17th. That's what I was counting on. So if you guys don't meet, it's no harm, no foul on him.
Right.
So he'll probably be 5 days shy of the, because you've got to approve the application.
Is our meeting on?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We can talk about it.
All right. All right, good morning, everyone. I'll call to order the August 10th meeting of the Preston County Commission. If everyone please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And let the record show that all three commissioners are present. Commissioner Stone, Commissioner Price, Commissioner Smith. Do we have anyone from the public that's not on the agenda?
I think these gentlemen are just here to observe,
That's what
correct?
I thought so too. Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, thank you. All right, move this down to the review of the bills.
Make a motion to approve the bills as they have been properly presented and reviewed.
Second.
Motion on the floor and a second to approve and pay the bills. Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Yes.
The rest of the meeting will be the assessment.
Looks like well, I kind of had a feeling this was coming, and they finally got their notices and
Yep.
everything, and everybody's like getting ready, got their tax bills, so.
Well, these are ones that we've saved up to, because it's 2021 taxes. Taxpayer error is a lot of it, their orders are some of it. I don't know if we continue to exonerate taxpayer errors. I know we exonerate clerical errors,
Yeah,
but if they turn in something wrong, do we exonerate it?
I don't know what's the law say.
A clerical error,
Clerical error.
clerical error. No, so you can consider that a clerical error on the part of the taxpayer.
Yeah, if they don't understand
Yes.
what they're filing, so yeah, I
Well,
guess
It
they're
just,
not,
don't read.
well, no one does,
I
Colleen.
know.
I hate to say that, no one reads. No one reads.
Okay, so the amount is $4,116.98.
All those for that much. Move we, let the record show that we have seen and accept the tax corrections.
Second.
All right, motion on the floor. Second to basically approve these tax corrections for the assessment. Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks.
I also have
And
a
then we
question.
have apportionment. Yes, the apportionment.
It is Willis Colby and Janelle.
Move we approve the apportionments for coolies.
Second.
Motion on the floor and a second to approve this apportionment. Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that brings us down to our appointment of Mr. Dwayne Hamilton with the budget revision.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a budget revision for a car. Received a check from Enterprise, wasn't really sure what it was for, so I got with Kathy. We did track it down. It was prior to me taking over the automobiles and stuff. I guess Enterprise had taken one of our cars back to sell it. We just now finally got the check for it.
Okay.
in the amount of $6,175. I'm asking that we do a budget revision, increase line item number 001717217-01, which is where we pay the upfit cost and where we usually put the money from. The sold vehicles to fit up the cruisers. So,
Right.
I make a motion to approve the budget revision as you have presented it.
Is that the only one we have to
To
get?
the best of my knowledge, unless, the assessor, Connie, you have one today? To the best of my knowledge, sir,
Okay,
that's
just
it.
want to make sure. before we-
I do not have it today.
I'm so sorry.
Second.
All right, motion on the floor and second to approve this budget revision. Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
And Commissioner Price? Yes. All right.
thank you all very much for
You're
your
welcome.
time.
Thank you, Mike.
Sorry, that's me. I just want to make sure we did have.
I didn't think we did according to everything.
I always like to
Didn't
check,
do
because
that.
you never know if somebody else had popped on in at the last second. All right. That brings us down to our proceedings and vacation. Motion to accept those at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the second to accept the proceedings and vacation. Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Yes. State segments.
Estates from the clerk, Boyer, Brewer, Everly, Graham Jr., Herndon, and Wolf. We approve those.
Second.
Motion on the floor and a second to approve the state settlements. Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Yes. All right, under old business, we still have a position on the public defender's board.
It's just a reminder that we're still looking for someone on the Public Defender's Board. That board has met, and the members are also looking for some suggestions, but we need to fill that. That's
What do they have
not,
to do?
What's the criteria to be?
I do not think that it is a political appointment. That there are two from the bar, and I believe the others are from the county commission. It doesn't have anything to do with your political party. It's a quarterly meeting unless you need other meetings, and it's just to oversee, it sits as any board does about the operation, and they do their chief review, and it's not a real intrusive, you don't meet a lot, but it's a very important function, and then back to get a full board. So when I became chairman of that board, then it created another vacancy. The chairman's actually a governor appointment. So we're just want to keep it on there, just so if something comes along and we get a name, that we can put it out for consideration.
So if anybody knows anybody's interested, might be interested in serving.
And they're welcome to call me, call the
Yeah,
office
you can call
if they
the
want more.
County Commission office. Express their interest. All right. We have nothing in our new business, but that does bring us down to your report, Kathy.
Okay. First item of business is, like consent to, hire, Jenna, Jenna Snyder, of the Kingwood area, for the Preston County Animal Shelter Office Associate position at a rate of pay of $13 per hour, starting September the 1st. That's a full benefit. There is a probationary period. Pre-employment drug screening will be done. I didn't want to do it until I had
Right.
consent to hire. So that's my request. We do have a letter to go out to her. She has agreed to accept the position, but we have official letters to go out after your consent. Also, those that we interviewed, we'll also get a letter thanking them for their interest. We have good candidates. This young lady is a vet tech, which they will bring an expertise level to the animal shelter that
That's a
will be
big helper up there.
will be a big benefit to us. So I'd ask that you hire Jenna Snyder at a rate of pay of $13 an hour, starting September 1, full benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Motion on the floor and second to approve the hire of Ms. Snyder. Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Yes.
These are all the letters, Dawn, if you can just sign. The next item that I have for you is, we have, some ongoing maintenance issues that we really need to discuss today. If you remember, we, had the drive-through structural issue, we got our report. I've uploaded that to your, tablet, also you've gotten a hard copy of that. Just his recommendations on that project. Also, we have a beam, concrete beam that, needs some attention in the courthouse. And also the ongoing, water intrusion that we have on that, those the ground floor walls. He also looked at that. You can review that. I'm gonna meet with Mark and just see, not sure we can do all that in-house. They're not major things, but, want to make sure there's attention to occur. He mentions in his report that he thinks part of the problem at the drive-through is water encroachment from the parking lot.
Oh, because the way
So we
it's
may
laid
need
out.
to, we need to repair a curb down there. Not sure that, I need to talk to Mark about, we may need to hire some, a contractor to help us there.
Yeah, I know some of it he had said that we could do in-house, but then some of it was a little too
Right,
much.
he gave me product recommendation, so, we certainly will do that. He also, emailed me yesterday and said that, we had done digital, renderings of those drawings. Michael Mills had put those on for us digitally. And so he reviewed the digital drawings of the courthouse too, about the theme, just to see. So I think his opinion remains the same, that, we watch that and monitor that, we patch it and watch it. And, we actually marked, where the crack was on the day of our visit, so that if we see it going out more, if we see any movement in that, then that will help us come up with another plan. So, those two items, the drive-through and, those couple things at the courthouse, we're doing. We had no water at the animal shelter yesterday. It was a big water leak. Thanks to the city of Kingwood, they did, help us out with some water for the animals at the animal shelter. That has been repaired. I, actually borrowed a water tank and we'll be returning that today. So, that all went pretty well. We got through the day very well, thanks to the help from the city, and I got water from the plant, and so it worked out okay. Everything functioning this morning, I've checked. On your project across that we're currently under with Keystone, to repair the emergency that we had when the rock fell from the building there. The patching pointing is complete. The caulking, they had started on. I'm not sure how much more they'll get done today. But one of the things that, outside the emergency, with the equipment already here, if we would seal that section that completes that side, your entire building is going to be needed sealed, it's going to need repointed, it's going to need patched. That's a project that we'll have to bid. But right now, I'd ask for the second change order of $11,620 to seal that. That means that west side of that building, which is where all your weather is
Right.
smacking it,
Oh, yeah.
will be complete. I have a verbal quote, I'll get you a written quote, but I'd like to proceed with that since they already have everything, the lift and everything is here, they can get the product. So, I'd request a verbal permission for me to get hold of Mr. Theory and proceed on with the sealing of the west side.
It makes sense, to take advantage of their equipment being here. So, a motion to, proceed with, the,
It'd be change order number 2.
change order number 2 for the courthouse stonework, ceiling, west side, whatever.
All right.
Indeed.
Motion on the floor and a second to approve this change order. Commissioner Price,
Yes.
Commissioner Stone.
Yes.
Yes.
What was the amount on that?
$11,620. I did call the structural engineer that I was working with on the 2 prior projects. The judge is wanting a television, a 75-inch television mounted on an interior wall in the courtroom. And when we've been into those walls before, it's plaster over brick. And I've asked for the specifications on the television. I've asked for specifications on the mount because the mount actually moves. Just a little bit concerned about what's behind that
What did you
interior
mount
wall.
into without-
Well, that it would hold, since it needs to move.
Yeah.
So he has agreed to do that for me. I don't have a quote for you today. I just got this information yesterday, but I do want some assistance on that, just to make sure that, I mean, that's a lot of weight to be hanging, and
Especially
Well,
It's
if he
moving.
wants it moving, it's gonna put more torque on it too, because it's gonna be pulled out and twisted around, so it's gonna be twisting.
Is he opposed, or is there room for it to be on a,
Mount?
where?
he would
can-
prefer it's not on a stand. And so what I'm doing is my due diligence, just to make sure. I have concerns
Yeah.
about mounting it on an interior wall. And the other thing is, there's some electric needed, and there's some IT, met with the Supreme Court. Don't have a problem with drilling another hole in the floor. Our maintenance can do that, but that mounting of a 75-inch TV is a little bit concerning, so we would need some professional help.
All the wiring for it, as far as power and everything, would be external, though, wouldn't it? You're not gonna go through the wall to do that.
We're gonna go up from the floor. You'll have to drill
They'll put a
and
piece of
get
conduit
that,
up
and
the-
get that power from below.
On the wall.
Anything will be on the wall.
I'm not sure whether the power will be on the floor. We have some recessed, but it will not be. We're not going to go inside the wall, we'll go down.
Possible, and this is just me thinking, and I know you're looking into this, but one thing to think about is if you actually build something that is to the wall, that would be what you would mount that TV to, that would run to the ceiling.
We're talking about that. The challenge of the courtroom is you can mount it to the floor, but the ceiling is suspended, and then above the ceiling is that tin. I mean, that ceiling is really high. So, we're looking at all possibilities, there, but I just wanted your permission to move forward with some professional guidance on that before we would, penetrate anything up there. Okay, that's all I needed on that one. Let's see, we completed the project. If you remember, when you go into the animal shelter, there's parking for employees and visitors on the side, and it was sloping down. We put a new fence row up there, but what was happening was, because there wasn't enough boards at the bottom, we were losing our gravel. So we put some new boards up there, we filled that full of gravel. It's a much better product now. I have checked with the sewer project up there, waiting for the sewer board to meet. I believe they meet next week or the following week, so we'll know more about that project. Also, I have received an official quote from 4Cs. I forwarded that to you on your Google Drive. You also have a hard copy this morning. It tells the scope of work on the concrete project at the animal shelter. The total is $14,000. I'd like permission to move forward with the concrete project at the animal shelter, with the note that this will be following any impact of the sewer. I'm coordinating those so that the sewer project has moved past where I need the concrete.
Well, that makes sense, otherwise you're tearing stuff back up again.
Yes, sir.
My motion is to move forward. Is that from Ryan?
This is from 4C's construction. You have
Yeah, I've seen that, the funding.
Ryan,
oh, yes, sir,
Okay.
yes, sir. But I won't bring forward a motion to draw down the money until I start the project. And
Sure.
Yeah,
Sewer,
yes.
everything in there.
yes, the Rhine Fund is paying for the improvements, and thank you for reminding me. Yes, that's correct.
Motion to proceed.
second.
Commissioner Floor, second to proceed with this concrete project. Commissioner Price,
Yes.
Commissioner Stone,
Yes.
yes.
On your miscellaneous correspondence, a couple of things to note is, this week, I'm completing, the well, first of all, we have a meeting at 1 PM
Mm-hmm.
with the Department of Highways in the town of Terrata. I did
And
send,
CSX.
and CSX, I did send out a confirmation. We got acceptance from all parties. So just a note, you should have gotten an email reminding you of the time, 1 PM at the town hall in Terrata. So that's today. Tomorrow, I have a conference call with the promoters for the Renaissance Music and Arts, or Renaissance, or I don't want to speak incorrectly about the name of the event. Event coming into Marvin's Mountaintop there in September. So I will be having a conference call just to try to wrap up that application, just make sure that no parts are missing. I know he's meeting with Captain Brian from the Sheriff's Office and also OEM. I think he's completing that today. So we're going to try to wrap up just to make sure we don't have any missing parts, or he needs more information from me. Also tomorrow, we have a webinar at 3:30 that I'll be attending on the ARP money, and this is about reporting and compliance. This comes from U.S. Treasury, so we'll be doing that today. You still are getting some requests for funding for ARP. I'm sending out the form to anything. I'm compiling those in a folder for everyone. And when I have one more that's pending out there, so as soon as I get that one, I'll submit the project so far that I have. Talking about ARP, we'll move to Newburgh. If you remember, we were trying to put together a meeting with a lot of parties concerning the Marcus Water Project in Newburgh, and then there's Chestnut Ridge, and there's several moving parts with that. I was successful yesterday to speak to someone at the Public Service Commission, Mr. Fowler at the Public Service Commission, and he's requested some additional information just to look about a feasibility study and those kind of things before we have a meeting with more questions that we have answers for. So I am meeting with him, or sending him more information. I'll be meeting with, or contacting Mr. Fortney to talk to them about that pending water projects, any kind of drawings they have. We know there's some drawings out there.
Right.
I think we just want to make sure that the PSC has everything that we know is out and about there. Looking at a tentative date in September to have some kind of meeting, but after my discussion with him, I think it's just really important that any information that we need prior to the meeting to answer as many questions as we can. So moving forward on that one. There's a meeting on the 20th with an attorney with the County Commissioners Association, and it's an opportunity. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town that day, so I'm not going to be able to attend that. However, they usually provide us PowerPoints and different things, and I certainly will be discussing that. Wendy Grieve, who is very familiar to us, and she comes to all the meetings, and we'll talk with her. Also, next week, and as soon as I get it, I'm going to make a request that we have some assistance with some legal work. It's mostly on our contracts, on our orders.
They had your email all messed up. Forwarded it to you when I replied back to them and gave your correct email.
Okay.
And copied you on it, so now you have it.
Okay.
It's for us to retain her legal stuff and everything, so we can have that on the agenda for next.
Well, I think that it's important to note that this is a base by base. This isn't a retainer per month or anything like that. It just really helps us with our contractual matters and procedural matters.
Yeah.
So I will bring that forward.
Email.
Yeah, I will bring that forward for you to, because I didn't have anything on the agenda for today.
Right.
The other thing that we had talked about perhaps having our first reading on the cleanup ordinance. I think that I've made all the corrections that you all wanted. Still waiting on a legal opinion on procedure. So hopefully, I don't want to set a date because I've missed my date a couple of times. So I don't want to do that. I did reach out to Amanda Pitzer, who is very interested in this project, and you'll just have to, I'll certainly inform you, but it'll be placed on the agenda at the appropriate time when I have all the questions answered that I need to have answered about.
Would that be a Wendy Grieve question? Or-
Actually,
It'll
can it not be because of that law, can that not be like UW's legal, WU?
I think it's just a procedural question.
Just like how many readings, like
Yeah,
how far
yeah,
apart?
yes, sir, it's a procedural question, and so, you know,
Okay, I misunderstood.
because you've got to understand, this is a unique one for us, because we are actually obtaining property.
Correct.
So we just want to make sure that everything procedurally is done correctly.
Right.
So I'll have that for you. I think I have all corrections correct. I think
Yeah.
everybody's given me their feedback, and
No, mine.
and we're all good with that. So just to let you know, I'm still working on that, and hopefully we'll get, I can speed up the process a little bit. Any questions for me?
All right. You had that meeting, Kathy mentioned at 1 o'clock this afternoon with everybody about the bridge in Terra Alta. Mr. Sting, do you have anything miscellaneous?
Oh, I do have one other thing. Next week, we have a problem with the 17th meeting. What I would like to request is, I think it's a very important meeting for a couple of reasons. One is that we have that mass gathering permit coming our way.
Mhm.
Hopefully I'll have a procedural answer by then on, and we can just discuss how we want to move forward with your ordinance. So what my suggestion might be is, if we could meet on the 17th, but have it, say 6 PM, 7 PM, and that way, Dave, we could get you by phone, so that you're kept up to speed. Plus, we have probate matters, and it's, I would really like to continue to have that meeting on the 17th, just move the time.
6 PM, that's good with me.
Let me double check that.
Okay, if you'll let me know before the end of the meeting, because we'll have to put out a notice that it's going to be at a different time. But if you think you can meet that day, Dawn?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I was planning on meeting during the day.
I understand, but
I just-
Commissioner Stone doesn't return back until late in the afternoon, so she's willing to,
Days out of 10.
yes, she's willing to come in the evening. That way we can handle any bills. It's the middle of the month, and that is kind of a busy time, so.
As far as I know, I should be okay.
6:30?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Then we'll move the
You get too
July
late in the evening,
17th.
it gets-
That's fine. July 17th to 6 o'clock.
August.
Or off.
August.
All right, I'm sitting there. All right, you have anything else for me?
All right, Commissioner Sting, do you have anything to add?
I have an EDA meeting this afternoon at 4 PM after meeting in Terra Alta. It's just our full board with the Economic Development Authority.
Mhm.
And there's something else that I need to discuss this morning. Go ahead, Dave.
No specific things that would be, other than continue the meetings with the EMS to come up with a plan. It's going very well, actually. So this is a good thing with the parties that are already in service in the county being instrumental in upgrading our EMS services. The call volume is up, and we need to respond to that. So it's easier for one person to work through this until we get to a certain point, and then we'll have suggestions and recommendations, and everybody will look at it and decide how they want to move forward. But ultimately, it looks like that it's entirely possible to increase the number of medics and services in Preston County, and that we can expect to ask for people in Preston County to chip in a little bit with some sort of a little EMS fee. And so that's just the way we see it, because the cost has gone up. But everybody wants good, reliable, professional, let's say, medical care. And we have that now. We just need to make it a little more robust, and it costs money. But I would like to make sure that I pay my $75 or $100 or whatever it is a year, and know that when I call 911, that somebody will be there as quickly as possible. And so that's where we're going. It's a big deal, but I think everybody will appreciate what we're doing when the time comes. So.
I remembered, Dawn.
Okay.
Have you had the opportunity, you were supposed to touch base with the city of Kingwood's office just about the,
I did not get a hold of Amy. I talked to, sorry, Michelle. Sorry, but I have to talk to Amy, so yes.
On the city of Kingwood, I did talk to James from the water today to thank them for helping us at the Animal Shelter 1. And also, we need to continue to reach out about the tie-in with PSD number 1 and 2 on the Indian Rocks section. There's been a change at the PSD number 1, so I will reach out to that office to try to do another connect about, there's about 5 customers that we may need to change the territories out there.
Right.
So we do need to keep on that, and I'll be reaching out today after talking with James.
Okay. Anything else? I don't really have anything. We had a solid waste authority meeting last week, and basically I just want to remind everybody that there's that e-recycling event that will be coming out here in Kingwood on the 21st.
do we have any advertisement for that? Is there a flyer or something that you guys put together for that?
It's been on Facebook, and the flyer, and I gave the copy to,
Okay, I just usually see it and I
that's-
haven't got it.
Where's it on Facebook?
it will-
What is it under?
Preston County Solid Waste Authority.
Okay. I usually see it. I just
I'm
don't
not-
see it.
I'm not with that one, so.
Yeah, it's out there, and it will be coming out in the paper on Friday. It'll start being advertised, and also, like I said, it's been on Facebook for a couple months now.
Maybe I have seen it, I just don't
And when the
recall.
flyer is up at the flyers, but now I gave it to Andy, she actually gave it, it's posted when you drive up to the drive-through at Kingwood, pay your water bill, it's on their thing and stuff, yeah.
Is it,
Craig says.
Craig's in the
okay, is it on our website?
I'm not sure.
I
Did
think
you
that-
share it with, well, he's linked to us. The Solid Waste Authority's website is linked to us, but we certainly can take care of that. No problem.
Well, give me a couple flyers and I'll take them to other parts of the county.
All right, that's really all I got. I guess I'll see a bunch of you all at the meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, one
That
o'clock.
being said, we adjourn.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that was perfect. Thank you. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's been, like I said, I emailed it out. I gave it
Okay,
a couple
well,
of years.
okay, that's fine. That'll work out perfect because I was a little bit squirrely. I would really like to get that